Here with Owen McCown at American Conference Media Day. Owen, how's the day treating you? How's it going out here?
Yeah, it's been great. I basically lived, out of the many cities I've lived in, Charlotte was the one I stayed in the most, about 10, 11 years. So
Really?
This is where I kind of consider myself to be from. So
Awesome.
it's been great to be back here, though.
Yeah, I've never been here. The downtown is really neat.
Yeah.
I think we're staying in a place called Uptown.
Yeah, okay.
Downtown. So
Yeah.
it's a really nice, huge convention center. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah.
It looks like there was some Roadrunner fans out there.
Oh,
for you guys,
there
right?
was for sure. I mean, the first second I got here, the guy came up and he had 4 or 5 pictures of me and from previous years too. So it was great to see that support from a Roadrunner from this far away. So it's super cool for sure.
That's awesome. I want to ask you about your offseason. How have things gone for you?
Yeah, it's been going good. We got a really sharp group, really honing in on the discipline side of things, which has been huge for our team. So it's been going really good for sure.
I think this is second or third year of like summer practices, like actual practices. What have those sessions been like for you guys?
Yeah, it's been very helpful. I think it's a little toned down version of real football, but it's still been really good work. I think it allows guys to learn and process while going full speed. So it's been really good. Obviously, can't hit each other, but like I said, you learn it from the mental side a lot.
What do you think you learned about your team from the spring?
Yeah, I just think, continuing that momentum from last year, building that momentum, I think as a group we were kind of, out of all the penalties we had, we were kind of, we wanted to be disciplined. I think that was really cool to see the group respond to that, and it's been going really good throughout the whole offseason.
Jeff Traylor was kind of insistent on being more disciplined in the spring. How do you think the players took that?
Yeah, I think really good. I think, like I said, that's where it comes from. It comes from obviously from Coach Traylor, and we just kind of bought into that. We know we all trust him and of what he wants to do. So I just think, like I said, it's been going really good this off season from that aspect of things.
What's it like for you when they're taking your picture and you're doing all this stuff? That's not something that's comfortable. You're in the spotlight, is it for you?
Yeah, no, I don't like to stay in the spotlight, but I enjoy anybody that obviously if they're a fan of the Roadrunners or whoever it might be, I like to get to know the person and who they are. So that's kind of what I like more.
I was reading some stuff, and a lot of people consider you one of, or maybe the top quarterback in the American this year. What's your reaction to hearing something like that?
Yeah, I'd like to agree with that if we win a championship. You know what I mean? So I just think that's what it's all about, though, is getting to that championship game and winning that. And it starts with having a good practice when we start camp, July 29th, and then continuing obviously week 1 to A&M and continue out the whole season. But I think as a unit, though, that's the goal, is win a championship.
If there's one, like from an X's and O's, or maybe not an X's and O's, maybe a mechanics standpoint, where do you want to get better this year? Is it just the percentage completion? Is that where you would start?
Yeah. I just think there's a story to every play. Obviously, it starts with me. I just think, looking at the struggles last year was not throwing the ball away and taking some bad sacks. I think that obviously eliminated throughout the back half of the year. But I just think starting off clean and sharp like that, limiting the turnovers, and continuing to do that will lead to success of the offense.
I was looking at some of the stats, and your percentage was, I know you wouldn't never call out your receivers, but there was some drops last year that hurt your percentage. Do you feel like you could make an improvement there just in that alone? Yeah,
I just think that those drops have, like I said, every player has their own story. Maybe the drop was on me, maybe it was on the receiver, and that's part of the game. It happens. Those guys, what I'm more focused about is how they'll respond the next play if it does happen. So it's part of the game. Obviously, we want to limit that. I can obviously start with me, give them a better throw if that's the case. So whatever it might be, obviously, like I said, but the main goal is responding to the negative or good, and moving on to the next play.
How's the wide receiver group looking? That unit was banged up a lot last year, and you didn't get them kind of not even full to the very end of the season, and maybe they weren't all completely healthy then. What's the excitement level working with a group like that is right now kind of healthy?
Man, I don't know if quarterback can have better options. I mean, you got David Almanor, Devin McEwen, Jamel Hardy, and then the big 3-headed monster tight end group that we have on top of the running backs and the great O-line. Like, it's just, as an offense, there's might not be a better group in the country. I'm super excited for it, super excited as a team. Obviously, we'll have a really good defense. Special teams will all be really good. So I'm very excited, though.
I wanted to ask you about the offensive line because That unit looks to be pretty deep, at least maybe the deepest of any team since you've been here. What's your take on those guys?
Yeah, you can tell, they've definitely been competing with one another in a very positive way this offseason. It starts with leadership from guys like Ben Rios, Kamar Missouri, Jalen Garth, whoever it might be, just pushing one another, pushing those transfers that came in. But it's all, positive and it's all work out of love, which is cool to see and very excited for the rest of the group.
What'd you do this offseason? You do anything fun?
Just spent a lot of time with family, played a lot of golf. I'm not very good, still trying to get in those high 90s. Like I said, I'm not very good, but just played a lot of golf, shot the ball around, hang with family. That was pretty much the majority of things.
Did you stay around San Antonio most of the time?
I did.
Go back home?
A little bit, and then family would come to San Antonio too as well. So. Went to East Texas a little bit for the 4th, so it's been good to just hang around family. Stuff like that.
I know you get a lot of questions about your dad and the quarterback and your family. What's that dynamic like? Or is it like X's and O's, or pointing out, you missed this read or that read? I could imagine it's more advanced than probably people think.
No, everyone thinks it's always just hard-nosed football, which it is, but it's all out of love, and it's all just very, very good things. We'll shoot countless number of videos back and forth to one another, whether he shows me a highlight of J.J. McCarthy doing this, and I'll try to take a pointer from that, or it's me asking him a question, hey, what would you have done right here? So it's just that continuous feedback of really just love for the game and love for one another. So
you've been able to make it up there yet?
I have not. I would have. This would have been my time to go watch their little camps. But obviously, super excited to be at Media Day.
The schedule too is it's going to say who's going to line up during the season and the buys or whatnot. To ask you about the Roadrunners this year, how do you think they're gonna? There's no preseason media poll for the conference this year, but a lot of people think you guys are going to be in the upper half. Maybe among the top 3 or 4. What's your reaction when you hear something like that?
Well, I just think as a group, you try not to look at those outside factors. Just focus on what's in our walls and understand, day in and day out, we have a really good group that have, worked our butts off this offseason, and super excited to take it day in and day out, like I said, and get to week 1.
I wanted to ask you about the defense since you see them all the time. They don't return a lot of their normal starters from last year, so there's a lot of new faces there.
Right.
They look like they're going to be pretty good again. What's your take on a new look defense?
I mean that's all they've heard lately. So it's a very hungry group. A lot of transfers in that group, so a lot of new leaders. It's been really good though. They got a really good group. Obviously we go against them in practice every day, so we see what they have. Like I said, it's a hungry group that wants to work, and that's all you can ask for.
What are the expectations this year for the Roadrunners? Is it to compete for the American?
Oh, for sure. I think as a unit, we fully believe that we can do that, and it starts, like I said, with practice every day and taking it day in, day out.
All right, Owen.